Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, Soviet Union. Growing up in a post-war city, his childhood was shaped by hardship, discipline, and resilience, which later influenced his strong-willed personality and ambitions. As a child, Putin was drawn to sports and martial arts. He trained in judo and sambo, developing physical strength, discipline, and strategic thinking. These early experiences shaped his approach to leadership and personal determination. Putin studied law at Leningrad State University, graduating in 1975. During his studies, he focused on international law and diplomacy, preparing for a career that would eventually bridge intelligence, governance, and foreign policy. After graduation, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's security agency. Over the next decade, he served in various intelligence roles, learning espionage, negotiation, and statecraft, skills that would define his political approach. In the 1980s, Putin was stationed in East Germany, where he observed international politics and intelligence operations firsthand. This experience broadened his understanding of global power dynamics and strategic planning. Putin moved to Moscow in 1996, joining the presidential administration. His rapid rise reflected his strategic thinking, discipline, and ability to navigate political hierarchies during a time of national uncertainty. By 1998, Putin was appointed head of the Federal Security Service, FSB, the successor to the KGB. This role gave him oversight of Russia's domestic security and intelligence, enhancing his authority within government circles. In August 1999, Russian President Boris Yeltsin appointed Putin as prime minister. His reputation for discipline and pragmatism contrasted with political instability, gaining public attention as a rising national leader. On December 31, 1999, Yeltsin resigned, naming Putin acting president. Within months, Putin consolidated power, emphasizing stability, law enforcement, and national pride. Appealing to citizens wary of economic turmoil, Putin won the 2000 presidential election, beginning his first term. His administration focused on centralizing authority, strengthening the economy, and restoring Russia's influence on the global stage after years of post-Soviet decline. Early reforms included tax restructuring, energy sector modernization, and anti-corruption initiatives. Putin's policies fostered economic growth while increasing state control over key industries, including oil and gas. Putin also prioritized foreign policy. He asserted Russia's presence internationally, balancing relationships with Europe, the United States, and neighboring countries while promoting strategic interests. Domestically, Putin faced challenges from separatist movements, notably in Chechnya. His government conducted military operations and security campaigns, aiming to maintain national unity and demonstrate strong leadership. In 2004, Putin was re-elected for a second presidential term. Economic growth continued, fueled by energy exports, while public approval remained high due to perceived stability and strong governance. Putin emphasized media control and political messaging, consolidating influence over major outlets. Critics argued this limited dissent, but supporters saw it as necessary for national cohesion and information management. In 2008, Putin became prime minister due to constitutional term limits. Dmitry Medvedev became president, but Putin remained the dominant political figure, shaping policies and strategic decisions from behind the scenes. During this period, Russia faced the global financial crisis of 2008-2009. Putin's government implemented measures to stabilize the economy, protect industries, and maintain social welfare programs. Reinforcing public confidence, Putin returned to the presidency in 2012 amid widespread protests. He emphasized nationalism, military modernization, and economic diversification, aiming to strengthen Russia's global position while consolidating domestic authority. In his third term, Putin focused on rebuilding Russia's global influence. He strengthened ties with China, expanded energy exports, and invested in military technology. His leadership emphasized patriotism and restoring Russia's pride on the world stage. Domestically, he launched infrastructure projects, raised pensions, and promoted national unity. Yet, opposition movements continued to criticize his administration for limiting political freedoms and controlling media outlets. In 2014, Russia's annexation of Crimea became a turning point. The move boosted national pride, but drew global criticism and sanctions. Putin framed it as a defense of Russian-speaking people and a restoration of historical territory. Western nations responded with economic sanctions targeting banks, trade, and energy. Despite these pressures, Putin maintained popularity at home, portraying himself as a defender of sovereignty against Western interference. The following years saw heightened tensions with NATO and the United States. Putin's government emphasized military readiness and technological advancement, including cyber defense and nuclear modernization programs. On the economic front, Russia diversified its trade partnerships. It deepened ties with China, India, and Middle Eastern nations, pursuing self-reliance while reducing dependency on Western markets. Putin's leadership also focused on internal stability. He increased state investment in agriculture, technology, and education while promoting traditional values to preserve Russia's cultural identity and moral fabric. Environmental challenges and demographic decline emerged as concerns. Putin supported regional development plans and family programs to encourage population growth and reduce economic disparities across vast regions. Internationally, Putin positioned Russia as a key player in Syria's conflict. Russian military involvement supported the Assad regime, strengthening Moscow's role in Middle Eastern affairs and countering Western dominance. Despite growing global criticism, Putin maintained firm control. His political system relied on loyal institutions, centralized decision-making, and consistent public messaging to sustain authority and national pride. In 2018, Putin was re-elected for a fourth term with strong voter support. His campaign focused on national strength, social stability, and technological progress, promising to guide Russia toward a more independent future. Technological innovation became a major focus. Initiatives in artificial intelligence, defense, and space exploration aimed to ensure Russia's competitive edge in global science and strategic industry. Putin's leadership style blended pragmatism with nationalism. He projected an image of calm control and strength, often positioning himself as a protector of Russian values and a challenger to Western influence. Relations with the West remained tense. Accusations of election interference, cyber attacks, and human rights violations deepened divisions, leading to further sanctions and diplomatic isolation for Russia. Despite international criticism, Putin's domestic approval remained high. Many Russians credited him with restoring national dignity, stabilizing the economy, and preventing the chaos of the 1990s from returning. In 2020, constitutional changes allowed Putin to potentially remain in power until 2036. The move sparked debate, with supporters praising continuity and critics warning of prolonged centralization of power. The COVID-19 pandemic challenged Russia's health and economic systems. Putin's government implemented vaccination programs, stimulus efforts, and strict border control measures to protect the population. Putin continued emphasizing Russia's independence from Western institutions. His policies promoted economic sovereignty, cultural preservation, and strategic alliances that aligned with Russia's long-term geopolitical goals. As global tensions grew, Putin's leadership entered a defining era. His decisions shaped Russia's role in global conflicts, energy markets, and international diplomacy, reinforcing his reputation as a strategic and controversial leader. Decades after his rise, Vladimir Putin remains one of the most influential figures in modern history. His legacy combines stability and strength with controversy and challenge, symbolizing Russia's complex journey through transformation and power. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about world leaders, history, and English at the same time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more educational stories that improve your listening, reading, and speaking skills. Subscribe now.